Hello guys, welcome back to Play Ball Productions, and today I'm going to be showing off my NFL predictions for the 2025 season, seeing which teams will make the Super Bowl, which awards will be won, and which teams will just have a surprising season overall. So get ready, and we're going to get right into it, starting with the NFC East. And in fourth place, I have the New York Giants, as they did some things over the offseason, drafting Jackson Dart. They're going to have an okay quarterback room, but this division is just so good. I think the Cowboys are going to do a little better this season. It's just they're not going to be able to compete like with the other teams. I still see the Giants as a rebuilding team, and they may have to wait for next year. In third place, I have the Dallas Cowboys, and this is a big shocker, as they have picked up some guys over the offseason that could help this team. And with Dak Prescott coming back, but all the cloud around Micah Parsons, if he's going to be okay or not. And I just think that this team is not as good right now as the other two teams. I think it's not their time. They have to get a little bit better. So right now, I would firmly put the Cowboys in third place. But they could win the division. It just depends how the season goes. This is just my prediction for them. In second, I have the Washington Commanders, and they acquired Deebo Samuel over the offseason, traded Brian Robinson Jr., so it'll be interesting to see how the running back room will go. But I still think this is a very good team. Jaden Daniels is only going to get better in year two. I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump. And with Deebo Samuel, this offense is going to be so much more dynamic if he stays healthy. So I think this team is going to be very good. Second, they just can't beat the Eagles. They got to prove it to me before I put them there. And that means in first place, I have the reigning Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to be the first NFC East repeat winner in like 20 years, and their defense is very good. I love their offense. Jalen Hurts, underrated, but he has so many weapons around him. He can't really play bad with all those guys. So I just think, clean and simple, they are the best team in this division. They're going to run it, and that's why that they are in first place in the NFC East. The NFC North was very hard to rank, and all of these teams can make the playoffs, but in fourth place, this may be a little controversial. I have actually the Bears. I don't see them taking as big step forward as they think with Ben Johnson. All the keys lie there, have a good defense, drafted guys. I really think they could win this division, but I'm going to say boldly that the Vikings are going to have a surprise season, and for the Bears, that means that they'll have a great season. They could have a great season, but in my prediction, they're going to finish fourth. That means in third place, I have the Minnesota Vikings. I think J.J. McCarthy, maybe it's a little biased because I'm a Michigan fan, but I think he's going to excel in that offense. They have a good defense. Their coach knows how to coach quarterbacks. I mean, he literally turned around Sam Darnold, so I think that this is going to be a good season for them overall. I mean, third place, it's a good season for year one of J.J. McCarthy, but I think overall they would take that. In second place, I have the Green Bay Packers, and Jordan Love. I have not been a big believer in him, but he's really proved me wrong. They have a lot of weapons, maybe not all the best, but they can all contribute. And this offense with Josh Jacobs can be very scary. Defense, it can play decently, and this team can still be good. I still think they're going to compete and be second and definitely make the playoffs. They're just a great team, and they've proved it last year, and I think the year before, just making runs in the playoffs. This year, they'll definitely be second. This is a solid place for them. So that means in first, in the NFC North, I have the Detroit Lions, who win the division again. It's because this team is just so good. Offense is looking pretty good. It is dynamic with the running attack that they have. Defense only gets better. Aiden Hutchinson will be coming back. Hopefully you'll see a full season of him. And this team is just scary. They might win the Super Bowl, their first ever. So I have to put them at first. This is just a great all-around team. Next up is the NFC South. And I have the Saints in last place, as I just believe that they're not a talented team. They could get the number one overall pick. Not a great offense. They have Alvin Kamara. The defense is just getting older. Not a good team and not a good division. Simply said, the Saints are in last place. Coming in third is the Carolina Panthers. And what's interesting to see how Bryce Young takes a step forward or not this year. They've drafted receivers. They've tried to complement him. They've tried to put good pieces around him, but it's going to be up to him this season to see if he can lead this team. I think that he has potential and can lead him to the right spot, but if they don't make anything big this year, this could be the last year for him. So overall, I would say they'd be third place because the other two teams I feel like have more promising all around. In second place, I have the Atlanta Falcons. And Michael Penix Jr., we saw glimpses of it last year. I think he's going to take a huge step forward. He's going to make this team very competitive. But I just think that the Buccaneers are a dark horse team to win the Super Bowl. They could actually be up there and maybe win the Super Bowl. So I think that they're not going to pass them this year, but they could in the future. They've made some key draft picks on defense to try and shore that up. And I just think that the Falcons, they're going in the right direction. It's been looking confusing, but overall, they are getting a little bit better season by season. And that means in first, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I think are dangerous on offense. Baker Mayfield has been playing out of his mind the last few years. Defense was good to get him through it. I just think that this team can be scary, even though it's a bad division. They may have a bad year. I just think highly of this team, and I think that this team is better than everyone else will expect. So I would definitely say that they're first place and could maybe make a deep playoff run. Our last division in the NFC is the West Division, and in last place in the NFC West, I have the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, it looks like they're going to get better every year. I just think this division's too competitive. They're going to have to prove it to me. I'm more like looking at this team like they could be good in a few years, but maybe it's time to move on from Kyler if he can't stay healthy. They're really going to have to prove it to me for me to put them any higher, but right now with the good teams, some bounce-back teams in this division, they are going at 4. In third place, I'm going to make a shocking prediction, and I wanted to be bold with these predictions, but I have the Los Angeles Rams, and I just think that this season is not going to go as well as the last few seasons has gone for them. A few injuries, especially at quarterback, and that team, in my opinion, is not as good as other people would say they are. They are building something special, but I think losing Cooper Kupp, even though he wasn't as healthy that much, his loss will be worse than expected, and I think overall the Rams are going to have a surprising season with other teams really improving in the NFC West, which is why the Rams are at 3. So in second, I have the Seattle Seahawks, and I have them second because this team is pretty solid. I've always liked their defense. They'd never really got it clicking since the Legion of Boom, but if they can almost get the Legion of Boom too, that would be very nice for them. Also, picking up Sam Darnold as their quarterback and Cooper Kupp. I really like Cooper Kupp ad. I think it could be very good for this team. And I think overall this team is going to be pretty successful. I just don't think they can outplay the team that is first in this division, who will be the San Francisco 49ers. And this team, they had a bad season last year, but I think that they can bounce back here. They have core guys that could go help them win a Super Bowl, and I think the 49ers have a really good chance to bounce back. Not many people believe in them, but I have to put my faith in my team. I know that this team can outplay what many people believe, and they have such an easy schedule that I think that this is a perfect year for them to contend. Next, we're starting the AFC, which we have to start in the AFC East. And in fourth place, I have the Miami Dolphins. And I've always been a huge Miami Dolphins believer, but I've just seen it too many times. Tua gets hurt, the whole team falls apart. I can't count on him to stay healthy. I'm going to have to see a very good season for me to put him any higher. It's just very simple. There are other good teams in this division that I think will have breakouts surprisingly. And I'm going bold, so I don't think this is going to end well for the Dolphins this year. But it all could change. They could really win this division. I really don't know, but I'm putting them at 4. That means in third, I have the New York Jets, and I think that their defense could be pretty good, led by Sauce Gardner, led by some other guys. And I think Justin Fields, who they picked up as their quarterback, is not the worst option in the world. He can run. I think he's going to play better than people expect. He had the Steelers doing very good last year when he was their quarterback. So I think that this is a solid option. There's just better teams ahead of them, more developed teams, more potential teams. So overall, we're going 3 for the Jets. In second place, I have the New England Patriots, who I think are going to take a huge step forward in Drake May's second season. I think it's going to go very good. Also bringing in Stephon Diggs, adding a few more pieces. This team is still really wide open, which I'm taking a big gamble here. This team has a lot of holes, but I still think that this team could come out on top. I think the offensive lineman, Will Campbell, that they drafted, he is an absolute beast, and I think that he is going to help them get second in this division. They're just going to surprise people and put together a season that's going to be better than their roster. And first, I have the Buffalo Bills once again winning this division. This team is very good. I don't have to explain much about them. They just have solid offense, solid defense. Josh Allen's just going to ball out. He probably, in my opinion, has the most potential out of any NFL quarterback in the league. That doesn't mean he's the best, but in my opinion, has the most potential. So easily first for the Bills. Next is the AFC North, and in last in the North, I have the Steelers. Now, the Steelers have been 500 or better pretty much every season in a long time, but I don't think they're getting their winning record this season. I think this is going to be a very down season for them. They did get DK Metcalf, which is a great add over the offseason, but Aaron Rodgers is not leading this team to anything better with these great teams that are also in this division. So, simply said, the Steelers are the worst. They're going in fourth place. In third, I'm going with the Browns. And this team, they have a lot of quarterbacks. It'll be interesting to see who they roll with, starting off with Joe Flacco, but could go to Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, or Dylan Gabriel, the last two guys they drafted. And this team will have a very stout defense. I think it'll be good enough to get them to third over the Steelers. I just think we have to have proven quarterback play to see if they're going to be any higher. But third, I think, is pretty good for the Browns in this situation. Second place in the AFC North is the Bengals. I think that they're going to do better this year than they have the last few years. Joe Burrow is a beast. Their defense was terrible last year, but their offense was keeping it in them. They almost made a comeback at the end of last season. So I think that the Cincinnati Bengals have a real shot to do something good in this division. They're not yet at the point of the Ravens, but I'm always a Bengals believer. Can't doubt Joe Burrow and his comeback ability, so I have the Bengals at second. That means first place in the AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens. They're just all around one of the best teams in the NFL, a scary offense and a hard-hitting defense. This team does not need much explanation. They could just make a powerful run in the playoffs. They haven't silenced the doubters yet. They haven't made it over the hump. But Lamar, this is his year that he can try and do it, and I think he's in a great position too. Now is the AFC South, and in last place, I have the Colts. It's just uncertain what they're going to do at quarterback. They have announced that they're going to start with Daniel Jones. I think they should try Anthony Richardson one more time, but this team around him is still not the best. They're going to have to prove it to me before I put them any higher. In this division, it may not be the best, but I still think it's going to be very competitive, so they can be higher on this list, as a lot of the players are very young. But overall, I'm going to have to leave the Colts in last place. There's just better teams ahead of them. In third place is the Tennessee Titans, who had that number 1 overall pick, taking Cam Ward as their quarterback of the future. Will Levis, he's going to be out, and not many people thought he had a future. I think he still might, but it's going to look like Cam Ward is their quarterback of the future, and it will be interesting to see how he does in his first NFL season. I'm going to have to see how he does, but overall, I think he's going to do decent. It's still not the best team. They're still building around him, but overall, third place, pretty solid, but could be better. Second place is the Jaguars. Your boy with the wavy hair, Trevor Lawrence, is back, and let's see how he does. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again, but I just don't know if he's good enough to beat C.J. Stroud in the top of the division. They made an interesting draft pick to get Travis Hunter, which is interesting considering I've heard that they might use him more on offense, and it was seen that he was a way better defensive player, but I still think it was a decent draft pick, and it's going to be interesting to see how this season turns out for the Jaguars. I think that they are going to do better and get second place. First place in the AFC South is the Houston Texans, who have a great offense. They did lose Stephon Diggs, but also I think the secondary and defense is going to be pretty awesome. This team is just really good. I like C.J. Stroud as a player. I think he's going to do very good leading this team. And this is a good season for them to make a deep run in the playoffs and prove that they're a legitimate team. The last division we're going to cover today is the AFC West, which I think is going to go crazy, but I have the Raiders finishing last. They did draft Ashton Dempsey, picking up Geno Smith. This team also getting Pete Carroll as their head coach. This team could be good, but just other teams are way better. I got to see them do good before I can put them any higher. So I just got to put the Raiders at 4th right now. We'll see how they progress and get better. And continuing in 3rd place, this may be an unpopular pick, but I have the Chargers, and I've always believed highly in the Chargers and their coach Jim Harbaugh, but I just think that the 2 other teams are going to be so much better this season. The Chargers, I think they might take a step back. I love this team, and I still think that they could win the championship. This division might be the best, but right now, the Chargers, I think that they're in 3rd. This is a bold pick, but I think overall a good pick for them. And even though I believe in the Chiefs almost as much as them, in 2nd place with the boldest pick probably in this video, going with the Chiefs in 2nd place in the AFC West. Call me crazy, but I don't think the regular season may be as good. I think they're going to have a slow start before Mahomes heats up, and by then it might be too late. I still think they're going to have a good season. Like, you can't doubt Patrick Mahomes. They just had a bad game in the Super Bowl, and I still think they're really going to contend in the playoffs. But hey, call me crazy. They're going to be 2nd. I'm making it very bold this year. So that means my surprise team to win the AFC West is the Denver Broncos. I think they're going to shock everyone and do very good. They have a good quarterback in Bo Nix, and they've added to their defense, getting Tolano Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. Those are both key pieces if they get hurt. They're just going to separate them from every other team in this division. I think that they can make a deep run in the playoffs. They're my surprise team for 2025. You have to look out for the Broncos. Now I'm moving on to awards, and a pretty safe bet, in my opinion, for Coach of the Year is going to be Sean Payton. I think that he is going to lead the Denver Broncos to a very good season. He's going to lead them to a very surprising season compared to everyone else. And I just think that coming out of nowhere, he's going to be the obvious candidate for Coach of the Year. Overall, I think it's going to be a weak competition for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I'm going to give it to Cam Ward, who I think is going to show some signs and potential as one of the best players in the NFL in maybe like 5 years or so. But right now, it's not going to be as competitive. I don't have many rookies doing good. There are some running backs that could definitely get it. Ashton Dempsey, he can contend, but right now I'm going to have to give it to Cam Ward. I think he might have some potential to lead this team and win the award. Now, you may think it would be a little hard for a defensive tackle to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I think Mason Graham is going to have a monster season in his first ever NFL season. He played very good at Michigan, and I think it will carry over to the NFL with the Browns, because especially teams will be paying attention to Myles Garrett, and I think that'll leave the door open for Mason Graham to be an absolute beast on that D-line. I'm giving him Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Next, we're going to talk about Offensive Player of the Year, and I think it's the last ride for Derrick Henry, and I think this is the last time he'll have one of his best seasons yet, but he's going to win the award. He's going to go off. He's an absolute beast as the Ravens running back, and I think that he is going to have a very special season, just like Saquon Barkley had last year, and run away with the Offensive Player of the Year award. With Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to make a pretty safe pick in my opinion and go with Myles Garrett. He's an absolute beast, and I think that he's definitely going to take home the award. He can have a very special season. Maybe he could beat the sack record. I don't know. There's multiple guys that can do that. But overall, I think also Mason Graham, like I said earlier, that's going to help him even go more off if they have to pay more attention to Mason Graham, get him some one-on-one opportunities. So that's why Myles Garrett is going to have a monster season. The next award is Comeback Player of the Year, and I have it going to Aiden Hutchinson, who's going to have a huge bounce-back season, in my opinion. He's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but coming off an injury, I think that this could be a special season for Mr. Aiden Hutchinson, and he's going to lead the Lions to a deep playoff run and maybe a Super Bowl. I guess you'll hear in a few minutes if he will get him there, but overall, he's going to win this award. The final award before MVP is a new award this year called Protector of the Year, which is going out to the best offensive lineman in the NFL, and I'm going to say if he's healthy, Trent Williams is going to win this award from my 49ers. He's just so dominant if he's healthy, which that's a big if, but I think that he can stay healthy this season. He's going to win it. He's had a few off years now, but I think this is his year to shine. Trent Williams is going to be my pick. And that means the MVP of the 2025 NFL season is going to go to Josh Allen. I think that he is going to repeat and win the MVP. Many people last year thought Lamar Jackson should have won over him. I think Josh Allen rightfully won it, but I think he's going to, without a debate, win it this year. Again, look out for Bo Nix. He could be a surprise contender. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, maybe Patrick Mahomes. I mean, all the guys that normally are up there to win it. But I think Josh Allen's going to have a dominant season this year, lead his Bills to the playoffs, and win the MVP award. So now we're going to cover my Super Bowl matchup. And the team making it on the NFC side is going to be the 49ers. I think that the Niners are going to come back. They're going to be dominant. This is a wild prediction. I think maybe the Eagles have a better shot, but I'm going bold here, and that means we're going to have the 49ers, and that means that on the AFC side, I think AFC Championship is going to be a matchup between Chiefs and Broncos, but overall, hear me out. Broncos, they're going to have season to remember. Super Bowl's going to be 49ers Broncos. I'm not on anything. I think this is going to be a crazy Super Bowl. And overall, in their home stadium, I have the San Francisco 49ers, my team, winning the Super Bowl. And it's because they just have so many good pieces. I know that this could be going a little off the edge for me, but I think that they're going to have a surprise season and show everyone out. And I'm going to have to do some punishment if my predictions are so bad next year. So hopefully they're not bad, and hopefully I'm not reacting them by the time the season's over and crying because the 49ers didn't make the playoffs. So those are my NFL predictions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and play ball.